Salve Satanis, welcome to the Sanctuary Satanica, a haven for spiritual and esoteric Satanism. My name is Angela. I am the sole guardian of this sanctuary. Although this sanctuary is not a church or organization, this is a virtual, sacred, sinister, satanic space, and as its sole guardian, I will defend it as such. So please know that going into this video. As I'm filming this, it is St. Patrick's Day. Couldn't kill this snake bitch. Right after the lunar eclipse, the first eclipse at all of 2025. And this lunar eclipse was very much a come to Lilith moment for me. I personally have been just so full of rage. I couldn't even make sense of what I wanted to say or where I wanted to start.
Sick of this fascist regime, y'all. I'm so sick of it. And it's not about the next 4 years. It's about the past fucking 8 years. All coming to a head, and everybody wants to react now like it's something different. Girl, we've been talking about it. Where have you been? People look to me like I'm some kind of fucking activist, and I'm just a person living in poverty. That's it. And I'm so sick seeing these fucking middle-class people bitch about their rights being taken away when we never had them. If you're poor, you never had those rights, please. How many leftists have been telling y'all this was going to happen? And now you're watching people be deported, you're watching people be put in camps, and you're acting all shocked and wringing your hands and clutching your pearls, and it just pisses me the fuck off. I want out. I want out, y'all. I'm so tired, and everyone wants the leftists to fight for them. I'm angry.
The techno-fascist coup is taking over not just, the United States and thusly like the world. It is also taking over our minds. It's taking over our space, our free time. I can't get people to understand that like just because I'm not online doesn't mean I vanished, like I stopped existing. Like I still exist. I still exist and I'm still doing this work. Sometimes I can't be online all the time, and I'm gonna stop apologizing for that. I really don't give a shit. I didn't come here, I didn't start making YouTube videos to be a career YouTuber. My purpose is to be a witch. My purpose is to speak for the gods that guide me, as to help people who are called to them find them. I have been working on a book for my mother Lilith. I've been working on this book for quite some time. I've always connected eclipses to Lilith. That's why I think I've always had a positive association with eclipses. I get sort of irritated with people just kind of blatantly say eclipse is bad. I think eclipses are powerful times for transformation. I think you can manifest shit on the eclipse. My transformation this eclipse, having a stellium in Virgo myself, this eclipse really called out my perfectionism, my nitpicking, my obsessive need to get everything right. And I just sort of sat back and looked more at what's important. And I have to also, I'm gonna be arrogant for a second, I don't care. I also have to acknowledge that my mediocre is some other people's best. And with the kinds of trash that like Christian creators are putting out here with like the AI pics of Jesus and like saying the same thing every fucking video, I have to remember that I can put effort into things and I can care about stuff. It will never be up to my standard, of course, but it will still be better than most of the shit that's out there, right? I have to remember that because I put my heart into it, it's already better than this trash that's auto-generated. That has no heart, that has no purpose other than to steal someone's money, to steal someone's soul. As Christians often do. I just had to accept that some of the stuff I've already created and I've been holding back on, there's no reason for me to hold back on anymore. Especially because maybe not the whole world, but a big chunk of my world, and my people and the people who view me need it. If you're a child of Lilith, this work is for you. This channel material that I quoted in the beginning of this video is for you. I channeled Nox Regina, I thought it was 4 years ago, but it could have been more like 6 years ago, because when I checked my journals, it's looking more like 6 years ago. Lilith was, for about 6 years, you know, up to that point, my only deity, the only figure on my altar besides me, right? And I haven't had before or since such a fluid creation, a fluid work of just chanting, you know, she's telling me what to write and it's just flying off. She's not even telling me. It's like she's just writing through me almost. We're writing it together. And out of that came like these 5 chapters and a complete story that encompassed the way that I viewed Lilith, that encompassed the way that I understood her and understood my connection to her, my purpose with her. And I had not shared this with too many people because I had shared it with some people in my personal life who I thought respected my practice and who lied to me and told me they respected Lilith. A lot of them pussyfooted around or would say something like they wanted to work with Lilith. And I could feel Lilith, you know, inviting them to try, but they would think that they had to, like, they wouldn't make the effort themselves. There was one person that I didn't have an altar like this where I share with other people. I had an altar just to myself, and this person invaded my space to try to interact with that altar instead of fucking making their own, which is not what you do, okay? In case you didn't know, that's not what you do, and it was a very violating thing to find out. So I had become more guarded, you know, that's just one example, but I had become more guarded of that material, and I did not share it publicly. And I just kept putting it off sharing it, and then I was like, well, I will share it, but I'm gonna, you know, pair it with this grimoire and make it perfect and blah 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 blah. And I'm still going to publish it with a grimoire. Yeah, I put a lot of work into that as well, but I want that, you know, fleshed out a bit more. But this eclipse, she just sort of said, like, you need to release this gospel, for lack of a better word. It is her gospel. It's not a Bible, it's not a doctrine, it is a sacred text, but it is not a set of rules. It is a story, it is an allegory to speak to her children. And I had to face facts. It was time I did. It's time I shared it. And to those of you on Patreon, because I shared it, soft launched it 2 days ago on Patreon. To those of you on Patreon who, you know, bought it and read it, like, thank you so much. And thank you for your feedback. I hope to kind of gather all of us who have read it together and discuss it, you know, discuss how it personally affected each of us. And I know that might take some time because although it's a short piece, it is a lot to digest, and there's a lot of symbolism, and there's a lot of allegory, and there's a lot of things going on. You know, there's things that tie into stories we already know, and there's things that open up other stories. So I would love to create, you know, I'd love to foster that space, rather, to discuss that as children of Lilith and see what we can deduce and learn from each other about that text. Because though I have my own interpretations, I'm not the end all be all on it. It is her word. It is her message. It is for her children. And we are all so unique and so powerful and so interesting and different. So if you are interested in that, you can see it on my website right now. You can access it and read it on my website. One thing I want to add about Nox Regina is you don't have to be a Satanist to read it, but you will best understand it if you feel drawn to Lilith herself, okay? And that you you feel the same rage she feels about the power dynamics around us that have been around us for centuries, that are rearing their heads quite loudly again. If you are someone who feels burnt out, angry, disconnected, ungrounded at this time, this text may help you. I can't determine whether or not you're called to it. That's up to you. But it is meant, as I read it, it is meant for us to garner strength, for us to open our eyes and see clearly and feel clearly and move with wisdom and move with liberation in mind and move toward it. Not run in place like we've been doing, but to move forward. And I feel like the written word is so powerful right now, as books are being banned, as ideas are being censored. It's just so powerful right now to write something down, because anything can happen to anyone right now. I want to stress that anything could happen to anyone right now. I trust and know that I am protected, but I'm not so arrogant to think that I'm invulnerable. I'm not so arrogant to think that any of us are indestructible. All life is precious and delicate, okay? Ideas can last longer than us. And that is why she compelled me to write it down. I feel, and Lilith feels, and I agree, that the world needs this text now. And there's no more hiding it. There's no more keeping it all to myself. It's quite selfish of me. But I've really had to face my perfectionism and face that I want to create more things, and it's time I put them out there. Even as an artist and a writer, I really didn't like sharing a lot of my work, because in past experiences I've been grossly misunderstood, especially by general audiences. I've been grossly misunderstood. But now, with this channel and with the sanctuary broadly, I've found my audience. I also want to say, moving forward, I am investing a lot less in the social media. I have moved away from Meta a bit. I'm still very tied to Instagram, but Instagram, since implementing the Reels feature, is really wasting my time. So I've joined PixelFed, I've joined Mastodon, I've joined Blue Sky. But the best places to find me are my website and Patreon. So if you want to connect, if you want to know what's going on, you follow me there. Because I do want to create on YouTube, yes, but I don't want YouTube to be my sole platform. I don't want YouTube to be the only way I communicate with everybody. So I've been diversifying my reach a bit, just setting that up so that I can begin expanding, because we don't know what's going to happen. A lot of people were sort of looking to me to give them answers about what to do or how to handle this. And to that I say, though I have knowledge and though I may share it, and I often share it unprompted, I am not here to lead the revolution. I'm much better at following along with revolutionaries. I'm much better at following the revolutionaries. And to me, in my view, as a liberationist, I just don't feel like my focus should be on trying to lead a whole new movement against fascism when there's plenty of existing movements that we can all support, okay? I am instead a spiritual person. I'm a spiritual speaker. I'm a spiritual agent upon this earth. I have a purpose upon this earth, and I can help, in the revolution that way. I can help through my art, through my channelings, through my readings, through my work as a witch, through my work as a Satanist. I want us to be strong spiritually and also be strong mentally, because critical thinking is essential to this. And that's why I love Satan so much. He taught me so much about critical thinking. And before I was with Satan, Lilith was the one who taught me so much about critical thinking. If you think I'm smart, if you think I'm cool, whatever, like, that doesn't just pop out of nowhere, okay? It comes out of trauma, yes, but it also comes from me dedicating time to these deities that go against the grain of society, that really question everything that we're taught since birth. I want us to have strong hearts, minds, and spirits to face this, to deal with this reality, not to escape it the way other healers like to help you escape shit. There's no escaping this. This is that we've let it get this to this point. Okay? Well, I didn't. I was on the side that tried to warn y'all, but I've since privated certain videos because I'm already on watch lists and I don't need to be on any more. Okay? I like to be around to say what I want to say. And that's probably not going to happen on fucking YouTube. That's not going to happen on fucking meta platforms. So if you want to really get into this, if you really want to be part of the sanctuary and part of what this is about and part of what Satan is really fucking about, then at the very least, at the very least, you should follow me on, my website, because I'm expanding outside of these things. I don't want to be trapped in the matrix forever. Okay? I want critical thinkers. I want people who get it. I want the girls who get it. A lot of people just want to keep sucking on the tit of delusion. And it's just not going to fly anymore. Because if you keep doing that, there'll be no one left to help you when that tit runs dry, okay? So I hope that this text, this allegory of Nox Regina, Gospel of Lilith, can be of can give y'all the direction to face reality. I hope it can be that for those who read it. That's what it is for me. That's why I have been meditating upon it and using it more in my daily practice the way I have originally intended to, instead of hiding it away. Because I even hid it away from myself for a long time. I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited about the projects of the sanctuary. I have been designing oracle cards and I'm very, very close to being completely done and satisfied with them. Then I just have to kind of go through the process of getting them printed and all of that and checking their quality and making sure, it's up to par with what I want. I want a lot of bells and whistles. I have just started developing a course for both, seasoned devotees who want to reboot and kind of refresh their practice when they feel they need more structure, and then a different version of the same course for beginners to build a structure without giving you a bunch of dogma, because that really should be up to the individual Satan. So if you have some suggestions about what you would like, that if you're someone who's looking for guidance in satanic devotion and you would like, the course to cover a certain thing regarding that or a certain question you have regarding that, you can leave that in the comments below. If it fits the format of what I'm creating, if it fits the vision I have for it and the purpose of the course, then I may include it if I haven't already. So feel free to leave those suggestions in the comments for me. If you have read Nox Regina, try not to spoil too much in the comments, but I would love to hear what you think, how it made you feel, rather, in the comments below. And if you want to share more details about what you think of it, you can join me on Patreon, or you can send me a message via email by clicking the contact link on my website. So I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. In the meantime, I'll see you all very soon. I would like to end this video with a prayer of protection to our Mother Lilith. Lady Lilith, we call on you in our time of need. We are in need of your protection and guidance. Help us to protect ourselves and the people close to us. Help us to vanquish the threat we are facing and restore peace and harmony to our lives. We trust that you guide us to make the best decisions and help us find our strength. Take our fears from us so that we may think clearly and act quickly. Let your love shine into our hearts and give us courage in this difficult time. Thank you.